Hello, hello, hello. Today is the 16th of December, 2021. We have Norm Winsky with us again. He's had some fantastic calls recently. The only problem, which hasn't been fantastic, is that we haven't had good audio. So my son Bradley is helping me out. He's the computer expert. And Norm, with Brad here to help me, I'm going to ask you to start talking and tell us what the stars and the planets have to say. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff and Brad, and thanks for having me on. Okay, we last attempted to do this on the third, and Jeff was generous enough to step forward. I think you read my notes, and it worked out okay for that, for the best we could do at the time. What I was for, and you read my notes, so I was forecasting back then that the weekend of the third, that's AC after the close, we had a solar eclipse in Sagittarius at perigee. Now we have a solar eclipse is a special kind of new moon that happens twice a year. However, this solar eclipse was a special solar eclipse in that it lined up with the moon at perigee. That's when the moon is closest to the Earth each month, and the coincidence of all those cycles only occurs about every 18 years. So that was a special kind of. You might have seen it on YouTube or on your TV. The solar eclipse, it was, I think, almost total, very close to a total eclipse, but you could only see it, I think, down around Antarctica or someplace like that. So only the penguins saw it. So anyway, anytime we have any kind of new moon, full moon, we were looking for a change in trend in financials, grain, precious metals. And then my other date I gave you was the next weekend, the weekend of the 10th, when we had a geocentric, that's from the point of the Earth, Mars changing signs and going into Sagittarius. So we're going to quickly zip through these charts now and show you what happened. We like to see the market moving up or moving down, and then it was about a 75% probability that the market will reverse direction on the next. Usually, these things are happening overnight, so we're looking for the next trading day's opening to do the trade. All right, so if it's moving up or moving down, we'd be looking for trade. If it's going sideways, that's a nothing, that's a pass. Market was moving up for the corn, so we would be looking to sell there, but that was a miss because the corn just kept going higher, and that's a miss. In contrast, here's your soybeans. They moved up to the opening on the 6th, and that was near a top, and then you went down, and you could have made some money. Here's wheat, just went pretty much rallied up into our window there, but then it went sideways afterwards. So you wouldn't have made or lost either way very much, but so I count that as a miss. Here's the gold moved up into our window there, and then it had a small pullback. So about the scaling belies the situation, and then it dropped about $20, which, if you know the futures, is about $2,000, I believe. Silver did something similar to gold, had a small pullback there after that high. The big action was in the financials. First of all, the S&P. We had 2 points for the S&P. We had the weekend of the third, and so we looked at trade on the 6th. We had a big drop into the close, due to the close of the Friday the 3rd. And if you came in and you bought on the opening of the 6th, you were very happy. You had a rocket ride going up, and then we had a top on the opening of the 13th, following the weekend of the 10th, when Mars entered Sagittarius. And so both of those were good. Here's the bonds making a top on the solar eclipse window there, and then dropping. That's about 3.5 handles, or about $3,500 in the bonds. And here's your dollar. It was a day early, but then it went a little bit against you. But then you had a big drop 2 days later. So that's a winner. Here's the Aussie dollar, near perfect. You bought there on the opening of the 6th, near the low, and then it went up. Here's the British pound. You would have made a small amount there. Canadian dollar was like the Aussie dollar, near perfect, buying near the low there, and then a rocket right up. And here's your euro. We just went sideways, so we take a pass on that. Japanese yen, you're near the highs there on the solar eclipse. And here's the Swiss franc doing a similar thing near a high there on the solar eclipse. So if we add up all the arrows, green arrows, red arrows, you got 12 winners, 2 misses out of 14 for 85.71%. Now here's what's coming up this weekend. Let me just preface this by saying my two top categories of planetary events are when planets go what's called retrograde or direct. That has to do with the relative motion of the Earth. And if you call me, I'll explain all these technical terms to you in a matter of minutes. So, and then we also have the other big category we have is when the planets hit zero latitude. All of that is happening this weekend. Now we're going to start out with Saturn to the U.S. chart, and that has to do with when the country was founded on the 4th of July, 1776. Anytime you get one of those points, we look at U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and dollar. And then we also have a full moon, which we also like, the full moon. Anytime we have a full moon, we look at for financials, grains, precious metals. Then we have Venus turning retrograde, and there will be cattle, cotton, coffee, copper, cotton, sugar, and wheat. And then we also have Mars hitting zero latitude. That only occurs, I think, about every 2 years. And then we also have Venus zero latitude. And we have all the I think there's 5 points there all over the weekend. I'm calling this a mega change in trend window here, and it's huge. And of course, Venus is cattle, coffee, copper, cotton, sugar, and wheat. And then our next point I'm going to give you is the night over the weekend of the 23rd. That's a holiday weekend when Saturn will be 90 degrees Uranus. That's related to a 47-year cycle. And then we'll be looking for cattle, coffee, copper, and cotton. To get a good trade on these, you need to see the market moving up or down. Sideways is not good, so take a pass on that. The bigger the extreme, the more overbought or oversold it is, the higher the probability you'll get a good move from that. I've been doing this, just so you know, I'm qualified to talk to you, help you. I've been doing this as a professional for 45 years. Right out of college, I went to Chicago, became a Chicago floor trader back in 1975. And so I've been doing this a long time. I've studied all the major advanced methodologies, GAN, Elliott wave. I've applied physics, music, harmonics, advanced Fibonacci, you name it. I probably looked at it. Chaos theory, fractals, the whole thing. And so looking forward to helping some of your folks here, Jeff, and hopefully they'll call me right away so they can take advantage of this information. You can contact me here in beautiful Naples, Florida, 239-594-3939, or you can email me at nwinsky@mbark, that's a Q, mail.com, or Skype _1. Looking forward to helping some of your folks. Happy holidays, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Norm, that's just terrific. You've been pretty consistently right about 85% of the time. And here we have a major change in trend after Friday's close, and one other significant change in trend within a day, of course, after the close on the 23rd. And I'm going to pay close attention to what happens on those dates because they work a high percentage of the time. Norm, thanks ever so much. Happy holidays. And we'll see you back next year, or maybe the end of this year. Okay?
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Okay, bye.